Good evening. Welcome to the 2026-2027 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate Commencement event. My name is Clayton Koo. I am the president of the Daly City Public Library Associates, also known as DCPLA. In case you're not familiar with us, DCPLA is like a Friends of the Library, providing funding and advocacy for our Daly City public libraries. We're extremely proud to host the Daly City Youth Poet Laureate program in partnership with the Daly City Public Library and Urban Word, creator of the National Youth Poet Laureate program. April is National Poetry Month, as well as National Arts, Culture, and Creativity Month. So what better time to celebrate these impressive poets before us tonight? At this time, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a few community members in attendance this evening. Please give a wave, but we ask that everybody hold their applause until the end. First, Glenn Sylvester, Mayor of Daly City. Vice Mayor of Daly City, Teresa Peruano. Daly City Councilmember Pamela DiGiovanni. Lysandra Gutter, Jefferson Union High School District Board of Trustees. Shayla Anderson, Director of the Daly City Public Libraries. Amy Shapiro, Executive Director of the San Mateo County Office of Arts and Culture. Monica Corday, Poet Laureate of Belmont Emeritus. And running late, joining us is San Mateo County Poet Laureate Antonio Lopez. I would like to also recognize the members of the Board of Directors for the Daly City Public Library Associates, Nathan Bassett, Vice President, Tricia DeVera, Secretary, Natalia DeVera, CFO, as well as Directors Christine Espinola, John Irish Goodwin, Patrick Ho, Kalima Salahuddin, Sonia Singhal, Ashrid Varoy, and Bernie Vidalis. Lastly, I forgot to mention Executive Director Victoria Magbilong as well. So, welcome. Thank you. I would like to also thank the judges of the 2025-2026 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate program. They are Kaylee Chu, the 2025-2026 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, Rachel Goodman, Daly City Public Library Board of Trustees President, Adonis Marcelino, Daly City Recreation Commission Vice Chair, Ray Marenko Quintana, Spoken Word Poet Mentor, Tony Press, retired Jefferson Union High School District Teacher, Poet, and Writer, and lastly, Sonia Singhal, Daly City Public Library Associates Director. Thank you for helping us with this program. We invited each of these judges to participate because of their unique perspective and qualifications. Applicants' names, schools, and other identifying information was eliminated from their applications in an effort to keep the judging impartial. Judges use a rubric created by Urban Word with which applicants were scored equally on their civic engagement and their original poetry submissions. When people ask us about our Daly City Youth Poet Laureate program, we always stress that it's a position and not a prize. Our Youth Poet Laureate is chosen based on their qualifications to act as a representative of the Daly City Public Library Associates and Daly City Youth at events around the city and our county. When we launched our program in October of 2020, it was not only the first Daly City Youth Poet Laureate program, but the first in all of San Mateo County. Our first 5 Daly City Youth Poet Laureates have gone above and beyond the requirements of their position, and we're proud that our 2022-2023 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, Chloe Chow, recently was the title of California Youth Poet Laureate, and she was recently selected as a Western Region finalist for the National Youth Poet Laureate program. So I just want to congratulate her as well. We have no doubt that every one of these amazing finalists is qualified to do just as excellent of a job. We can only choose one winner tonight, but even after the competition, all of our finalists will have opportunities to work with established poets in our community to continue to hone their craft and can always apply again as long as they continue to meet the eligibility requirements. We'd like to thank all of our finalists for coming to City Hall this evening to share one of the original programs that they submitted for the competition. We also have the honor of hearing poems from our 2025 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, Kaylee Chu, as well as our 2022-2023 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, Chloe Chow. We also like to thank the City of Daly City for all of their support of the Daly City Youth Poet Laureate program, including providing the $2,500 honorarium. And I would like to invite Mayor Glenn Sylvester to give us a few remarks.
Thank you, Clayton. Take a look at my surroundings here. All right, great crowd. Good evening, everyone. I'm Glenn Sylvester, currently the mayor of Daly City. Welcome to the 6th annual Daly City Youth Poet Laureate Commencement. It is so wonderful to see this program reach its 6th year. There have been so many talented young poets who have graced us with their creativity over the last several years. And I am excited to see what tonight brings us. In a city as diverse as Daly City, poetry becomes more than just an art form. It becomes a bridge. It connects cultures, generations, and lived experiences. Our poet laureate serves as that bridge, helping us better to understand one another and reminding us of the beauty found in our shared humanity. Tonight's honorees embodies the spirit of Daly City. Creative, resilient, and deeply connected to the community. Through their words, they capture who we are and who we aspire to be. Poetry is the expression of one's voice, shaped by their experiences, emotions, and imagination. It is a way of making sense of the world and sharing truth, beauty, and perspective in the words that resonate with others. The role is not just being about writing poems, it is about leadership, about lifting up voices in our community, and about inspiring others, especially our young people, to express themselves, to be heard. Thank you, DCPLA, for providing a platform for youth to share their perspectives, foster creativity, and connect poetry with community impact. The Daly City Youth Poet Laureate program has uplifted young voices, showcased the city's diversity, and inspired civic engagement. To the young poets, your voices matter. Keep writing, keep sharing, and know that your words have the power to shape your community. And to the parents, thank you so much for your hard work and dedication. You must be incredibly proud that all of your children have shaped the community here in Daly City. On behalf of the city of Daly City, I want to thank you for using your gift to enrich our community and bring us closely together. With that, enough from me. Let's hear the reason we are here, and that is the poets. Thank you all so much.
Thank you very much, Mayor Sylvester. And next, to continue the program, I want to introduce the MC for tonight's event, Adonis Marcelino, the City of Daly City Recreation Commission Vice Chair. Please come on up.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing here? I'm proud to be from Daly City. Who's proud to be from Daly City? Again, I want to give flowers to Victoria McBeelan and the DCPLA for founding this in 2020. So give her another round of applause. I wrote something, but I love what the mayor said, and I'm not going to say it. We're going to begin with that. All right? So let's go ahead and lock in. Tonight, it's not just about poetry. It's about hearing the voices of our future. Yes. So please lock in. Let's listen to these perspectives, the perspectives of our young people in the United States of America by way of Daly City. Shall we begin? Y'all ready to lock in? First, we have Francis Martinez. Francis Martinez is a freshman at Westmore High School. He's involved in activities such as leadership, badminton, and photography. Francis has learned even with struggling with a stutter and bullying from people of his age group after serving as a class officer, delivering a TED speech, and helping coordinate a student-led walkout that using your voice is a powerful tool in one's character development and leadership. Whether or not he is accepted into the Daly City Youth Laureate program, he will always try to achieve his goal of bringing awareness to teen mental health struggles and those with a low self-esteem to build them up. Francis Martinez.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting me be in this space. And before I perform my poem, I'm glad poems can't stutter. I just want to say that once again, I'm very grateful for being in the space with this program after being inspired by many community leaders, some being right in front of me that I've worked with, and after being someone who has always been a talkative guy, like my old ethnic studies in the back, Mr. Tornay can speak for me that I love to talk in class, but especially right now, going into high school, I want to learn to use my voice the right way to speak for myself, my community, and anyone else who needs the advocacy. So. I silence myself, but not by choice. My voice seems to have a pause, rewind, and play button, but there always seems to be a malfunction where I try to get my words out. I have to force them out, maybe even shout. There is a chain around my throat, like a goat held to a fence that holds onto my syllables, making my words sound dense, but I promise I would love nothing more than to make sense to you. Whoa, slow down. Speak more clearly. But I merely said the same word 3 times in a row. But that didn't sound so bad this time. Compared to all the other rhymes I failed to say aloud, speeches I failed to say to a crowd, but now I have an unspoken fear. For what if I mess up even my wedding vows? Champagne problems. This is no riddle. But I didn't choose to dribble all over my words, be apart from the herd, and continue to live with this burden. I pray every night with sophistication, for my communication skills are struggled beyond comprehension. My vocal cords are bound by a reiterating prevention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up is Nigel Binas. Nigel is a student at Summit Shasta and serves in a student government position in his grade. He enjoys listening to R&B and indie music and watching movies. In his free time, he likes to go to the gym, and if he's not tired, he cooks as well and also plays volleyball and basketball for his school. Nigel, come on up.
My poem name is Goat Soup. I come from home. I'm drawn to the kitchen, a distinct smell, soup. I stopped to look. A big chunk of goat meat sat at the center, strong, present. Garlic and onions softened around the meat. Ginger gave spice. Lemongrass lifted the scent. Green papaya waited to tender. These were these were the things my eyes saw first, the main ingredients. Then I noticed the small things. Black pepper, salt, bile for bitterness, patis for depth. They were quiet. They stayed hidden. Some wouldn't add these to their soup. Some think they don't matter to the flavor. Some would focus on the main ingredients. But every part shapes the bowl. The flavors support another. Every flavor working together to create balance. They form a unique community of flavors. Without these small touches, the soup would be bland. Thank you.
Thank you, Nigel. Now we'll hear from Sway Wynn. Sway is a sophomore at Summit Shasta High School who actively balances her academics with leadership and community service. She has been actively volunteering at her local middle school while also mentoring younger students. She is an active Burmese dancer and choreographer, performing at community events and leading a benefit performance. Sway commits her time to leadership, collaboration, and advocacy for all around her. Come on up, Sway.
Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to be performing a poem called Sandpaper Hands, and these are to honor all families across America where families are really overlooked through their backgrounds, and I really want to just honor them. So, Sandpaper Hands. A lullaby, a tender touch, a dream. But sandpaper hands held more than they might seem. They built a world from fragments unfamiliar and new, a testament to the dreams that they want to see come true. From foreign lands, a journey long and deep, where ancestors' whispers in their memories lay asleep. The immigrant life, a canvas rough and wide, painted with grit and endurance where hope could never hide. Each calloused palm, a map of battles fought. It's the silent stories that their struggles brought. On the endless days beneath a foreign sun, physical labor occurred until the day was done. No task too grand, no burden too immense, just a purpose. For in their hearts, a fire burned so bright to create a future filled with warmth and light. They pushed and strained with muscles tough and sore, unlocking the doors that were once closed before. The hard work etched in every weary line, a selfless love for their young, undeniably divine. For the little ones, they bore the heavy cost, a language learned, a culture nearly lost. Parents sacrificing everything they knew, their heritage, their comfort, just to see dreams come true. The child's soft cheek against a rough embrace, finding deepest comfort in that hollowed space. The gentle rasp, a lullaby of care, a love unspoken hanging in the air. So look upon these hands, calloused, strong, and true, and see the legacy that they built for you. For in their touch, a dream unfolds, a tale of love more precious than pure gold.
Thank you, Sway. All right, we're going to take a little break from some poetry, and we're going to invite over here DCPLA Executive Director Victoria Magbilang.
Thank you, Adonis. I'd like to thank you all for coming to support our local youth poets and to tell you a little bit about the work of the Daly City Public Library Associates. The mission of our organization is to develop community, civic, and business support for fundraising, advocacy, and innovative programs that benefit our diverse community and promote greater awareness of the library's valuable resources. Since our inception, DCPLA has provided nearly $500,000 for purchasing new books and technology, refurbishing libraries, maintaining facilities, and so much more. This year, we're excited to celebrate our 15th anniversary and to choose our 6th Daly City Youth Poet Laureate. Wondering how you can support our community? Donate today by scanning the QR code on your program and make a donation in support of our Daly City Public Libraries. Or join our group of growing supporters who believe that libraries are essential to healthy communities. Thank you so much, and let's invite our awesome MC Adonis back up.
Yeah, please think about donating to the DCPLA. This program right here, this is magnificent. If we have more programs like this, when I was growing up, I might be doing a lot better. I think I'm doing okay. Yeah, but this is great. I mean, coming from Daly City, we have a program like this. Then you can go to the state level. Is that correct? That's what I'm asking. And then we go to the national level, right? So we could have a Daly City citizen at the national level representing the Youth Poet Laureate program. Thank you again, Victoria. We will now hear from Bilgun Bachokto, is a freshman at El Camino High School. He is a student leadership and the San Mateo County Youth Climate Ambassadors, working with that group to implement share tables and potential composting or change janitorial contracts for the entire district. He hopes to show that using language and poetry, it is really possible to bring about change. Come on up.
Hi, everybody. Just wanted to read this poem called Thoughts. It's about how thoughts can seem they can seem really, they're kind of like a Trojan horse that can anyway, this is it. Thoughts run through the minds of all mankind, lonesome thoughts that come and flee quickly, and vengeful thoughts with the mask a black smile. Thoughts are people because they can smile, and they can be great or absentee. They can teach hate yet seem an ally. Thoughts are supposedly alive, but no living thing could be so obscene. They must be spiritless, dead inside. Thoughts are liars by nature and vile. They can seem to be everything sweet, unfortunate to their pastimes. And thoughts are the most honest of lies. That is their nature inherently, constant in spite of spent lifetimes. And of course, throughout all lives, these thoughts plague us and just demean, and we enjoy to place light, but there is much for us that it provides. And that was it.
Thank you, Bilgun. Next is Mia Monterosa Campos. Mia is a 10th grader at Summit Shasta High School and a competitive gymnast. She is part of the Sending Sunshines Club and enjoys giving back to her community. She often spends time sewing, baking, and spending time with friends and family. Come on up, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be with all of you here tonight. It gives me great pleasure to be able to share my poem titled Spanglish with all of you, and I hope you enjoy it. I have two shores, two tongues, and two homes. I'm spread from California to El Salvador. Raised by the bay, the wind, and the sea, birthed in the foggy city. I am shaped by tortillas, made from tias, created in endless summer light, surrounded by heat and bug bites. Brought up in my abuelo's home, raised in my abuela's arms, I am two parts. Fitting in like the sun and the moon, I am a dream that came true. I am the product of effort. I have been brought 3,384 miles to be called Latin American, to dream and to hope, to strive and to fall, to rise and make mistakes, to learn and to grow, and find a new place to call home. Thank you.
Thank you, Mia. I just noticed that's 3 students from Summit Shasta. Are there any educators from Summit Shasta in the building right now? No? Okay, well, let's give a round of applause to Summit Shasta. Yeah, we didn't have a Summit Shasta when I was growing up. I graduated high school in '97, but if you didn't know, Summit Shasta is a charter school, and they have a really high entry rate for college, so shout out to Shasta. Our last performing finalist is Harold Monse. Harold is a sophomore at Jefferson High School. I'm a little biased because I went to Jefferson. And just to be clear, I didn't know that as a judge, okay? Harold is a mental health advocate who is president of the Mental Health Club alongside Jefferson's Poetry Club. In his club, he educates students about topics that include mental health and healthy relationships. During the summer, he spent his time interning as a teacher's assistant that helps students learn how to read and write. His job left a big impact on him and made him want to pursue working with the community in his future. Come on up, Harold.
Hi guys. Good evening, or good afternoon, I think. So this poem that I wrote today goes out to all the Black and Brown communities out there, because something that really shaped me was this walkout my school did in honor of all the victims of ICE. And this poem is just really important to me because I want everyone to know that even in times of fear, there will always be a hope that comes after it. And the best part about it is, hope is a driving force for change. So, this is my poem called Being Brown in America. And it goes like this. To be brown in America is to be afraid of the jingle of an ice cream truck. Hot summer days, stuck indoors, drinking iced horchata, because that is only where ice belongs. Not hiding in ice cream trucks, in white vans, or knocking on my neighbor's doors. To be brown in America is to not go to school. We cannot walk, ride the bus, or ride our bikes in peace, because there will always be a fear that we will be taken. Why is it normal to have more empty desks in classrooms than quiet restaurants? My favorite Mexican taqueria has grown silent. I don't hear the chatter of the chefs in the back or the murmurs of the patrons making conversation over savory burritos. I'm left to ask myself, where have they gone? To be brown in America is to forget our own language. Speak English to our teachers, keep our heads down, and stay compliant. That is how to survive in America. And to survive here is to assimilate. To be brown in America, we are afraid of the police. We are afraid of what is supposed to protect us. Why is our saving grace stabbing us in the back when all we have is trust towards them? When I get pulled over, my hands are on my steering wheel and my documents are on the dashboard, just so they don't think I'm making the wrong move reaching down. To be brown in America is to hear why learning history is so important. Learning how the past helps us not repeat it. But how can you say that in confidence when I'm watching it happen right in front of me? To look back at historical figures, I can tell they'd be disappointed by America today. To sit here and be unbothered is to be uninformed. And to be uninformed is to be ignorant. Because history is not just the past, but a cycle we run around, unable to break free. What is the American dream, if not to be at peace? They cannot tell me to sit down, not be angry and stay compliant. To sit there on high pedestals they can't think can be reached and observe silently is to be a part of the problem. Because just because they haven't reached them yet doesn't mean they won't. To be brown in America is to be fearful, to be quiet, complicit. Because the color of my skin tone can be a death sentence. Thank you.
Let's give a big Round of applause for all our finalists. It takes a lot of courage to get up on the mic and speak in front of people. I can tell you, even me, I'm nervous being up here, all right? And I'm close to 50. Quick ad lib. I got a little story I'm gonna tell. I always tell stories, that's what I do. In a former career, I worked federal law enforcement. And I was at the Fisherman's Wharf with my coworkers. And one of my coworkers is Mexican American. And I'm Filipino American. And we were observing the crowd. This is Fisherman's Wharf, so there's a lot of tourists around, right? And I saw a big group of students. And I knew exactly where they were from. I had an idea, but they were all Asian American. It was a big group of them. They were wearing matching t-shirts and they had teachers with them. Kind of jokingly, I turned to my Mexican American coworker and I said, "Hey, you see that big group over there? Where do you think they're from?" He said, "I think they're from China." I said, "Nah, they're from here." He says, "Nah, go talk to them." So I went and talked to him. I talked to one of the teachers. I said, "Where y'all from?" They said, "We're from Daly City."
That's right.
So Daly City is a very special place. This is a minority majority city. Yep. I have a lot of pride being from here, working all over the United States and traveling and representing Daly City. So again, give yourselves a round of applause. Before we make our big announcement, we'd like to take a moment to introduce our 2025-26 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, yes, Kylie Chu. Kylie will share with you one of her original poems. Kylie is a poet from Daly City, where she attends Westmore High School as part of the class of 2028. She currently serves as her class treasurer in student government and was the former editor-in-chief of her school's newspaper. Her writing expresses themes of identity, self-discovery, and growing up in the Bay Area. Come on up, Kylie.
So, first of all, I just wanted to say a big shout out to all the finalists right here in front of me. It's really crazy to see that just a year ago, I was exactly in the same position as you guys. I was really, really nervous. Well, even that I want to say is an understatement about the outcome of this program. But I just wanted to say that all of you, especially reading all of your poems as a judge for this context, I really, really appreciated the amounts of themes I saw in a lot of your guys' poems, specifically ones about culture, identity, and social justice movements, such as the ones that Harold mentioned before with the walkout, which Westmore was also a part of. So a big shout out to all of you guys. And second of all, I have a lot of thanks to give as part of my term as this program. First of all, I see right in front of me my parents who have continuously supported me on this journey. I remember my mom telling me on the night I finished my service projects for Daly City, she said, I think it was something along the lines of wow, I can't believe how far you've come as not just a poet, but also as a public speaker, because I believe that in every poet, there's always that younger child within all of us that I know she really sees in me right now. I can see you recording me through this phone right now. And yeah, huge thank you. Also to my executive director, Miss Victoria Magbilong, and also to everyone at Daly City. So I suppose this is my final closing as your 2025 to 26 Youth Poet Laureates, and I'm really grateful for all of the support and all of the change that has been brought to this community as part of this amazing program. So the poem that I have today is titled Haibun for Girlhood Genesis. Saturn, I wasn't old enough to remember why I named you after a planet. 9 years have passed, and your pages are blackened like the edges of a Milky Way diagram. A diary born of confessions labeled after the fall of 7th grade. My papa told me memories like this one are meant for preservation. That age is like the glue of a glasswork mosaic woven from the burning of something heavier. But papa, I have not burned this far yet. Instead, she says love hinges its backbone in cemetery incense, that the afterlife is plunged with bodies in their final form, that this is a burial grounds preserved in one plastic diary. Saturn, the middle school girls ripped a page from your spine and laughed until my eyes grew bloodshot. I told them I loved writing, but this ink never felt so foreign in my fingertips. To enter recess meant wringing my saltwater eyes until your pages drank away the tears. I told them I loved you for being my only friend. They called me crazy, so I wrote a poem titled Perfection as an Antonym of My Mirror Image, a free body diagram, and it consisted of Bible verses scrawled on the torso of a blonde girl. The girls taught me to have dark hair is to embody the nighttime like ink on a glasswork mosaic, lies I wished I could unlearn. Saturn, Papa was right. 9 years have passed, and we know not what we hope to be, but Saturn, I fed you too many entries, watched elementary angst bleed its confessionals into poetry, ink miraging into a young girl's vision. A decade after Papa promised me my writing would help me remember what love felt like. Saturn, she told me love was something along the lines of burning. Burning of our blackened bodies under one setting sky. Saturn, the glue has disappeared from my mosaic. The glasswork falling on bathroom ground. She tells me preservation splits through baptized womanhood. Calls it metamorphosis. Thank you. And so, for our final performance of the evening, we welcome Chloe Chow. Chloe currently serves as the U.S. Western Region Youth Poet Laureate and is a freshman at Stanford University studying computer science and economics. She previously served as the 2024 to 25 California State Youth Poet Laureate and the 2022 to 23 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate. So let's all give a very warm welcome to Chloe Chow.
Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm going to try to keep my yapping short because for everyone who's been here before, you've heard my speech so many times. First off, I'd like to thank Kaylee. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for being such a great Youth Poet Laureate this year. And to all of the finalists, I'm so grateful that I got to hear your poetry today. Genuinely, every single year that I'm here, I'm so inspired by all of the youth art and civic engagement that I see in our community, and I'm so proud of all of you. And I also just want to say, as someone who stood here 4 years ago, whatever happens tonight, if you win the Youth Poet Laureate program or not, just know that just being here, you've entered into a wonderful community of writers. And yeah, I guess one more thing. Let me thank Victoria, Clayton, who else can I name? Rosie. Okay, everyone else I didn't name, you're in my heart. Okay, so today I'm going to be reading my poem called Quantum Poem. Quantum Poem. Because today we open the box and the cat is dead. Because I need to tell you about my devotion, tell you how I call it sacrifice, living in a world unbearable in its beauty. A summer bathed in heat, an ocean torn in half, a higher plane of existence. Because this universe is all that's left for us. Let me tell you. When I returned home last night, I remembered my history only in parts. For example, that every day I played God, and that in this city, Everyone latches themselves to better and brighter burning things. Everything always in underestimation. The wind singing its way along the winding path, the dual-toned air, the static just before lightning. My dream, where I had all four wisdom teeth still locked into my jaw and woke with a fear so expansive, I thought I could take flight. Everything always in pieces. I suppose we all want to feel worthy sometimes. We all want to get drunk off moonlight, take the cable car over the sloping hills, be the cat that lives. I know I do. I could have left last August, but didn't. I could have forgone the hand dealt to me and gotten up from the table. Instead, I placed my bets. More and more, I want to apologize for the trouble I've caused, for not being able to leave any of it behind, not even this one little life. When the world turns to ashes, there is me. And after me, still the world. One of us must write elegies about the other. So here's mine. I had endings before anything, free fall before the jump, acceptance before the grief. Even the boy I loved at the edge of the park, I had him before his leaving. And all this time I've been waiting, been learning to drive, been learning to walk the 5 miles home, been learning to hold my breath when climate sharpens to fever. Another truth. In this life, love is an insult. Burmese girls should always act in rebellion. Monsoons and mid-autumn boys should exchange suicides like scatterjacks. Down the rain-slicked roads, I watched your silhouettes sway like drunken shadows. The morning hour is trembling as quietly as a graveyard. The stray dogs are beginning to howl through the night, yet from a distance we're indistinguishable. We all search for places to bury ourselves, to return to earth. Less and less I want resolution. I want instead to kill the men who wear my tongue as their armor, who hold mutiny in the softness of our language. When I steam catfish with Ama crouching on our linoleum floors, these men are animals watching us too. A cannibalistic end, like the fish, our lungs full of peninsula rot. So baptize us in cigarette smoke, christen us Buddhist American, rat off our ribs as goalposts. I have no answers for you. So finally, the cat is dead. This life is all we have. Now, when I catch my reflection in the rear view, I see the girl of my dreams. I tell her, this is the body I've broken into. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chloe. We're so honored to have you here, and we're so proud of everything you've accomplished. So now is our big moment. I know you're nervous. Can I have all of the finalists come? You can just stand right here in front of the... actually, well, do you want to hand these out? Do you know who's who? Do you want me to do it if you don't know who's who? Yeah. Okay. So first up, we have Bilgun. We have a certificate for you, one from Daly City and one from DCPLA. Oh. Next, Nigel. Mia.
Thank you.
Francis. And Harold. Quay. So big round of applause for all of our amazing poets. And Chloe, where'd you go? Oh, if you will come up and make the announcement of the first runner-up and the winner.
Okay. Super honored to be announcing this tonight. Our first runner-up is Harold Montz. Okay, can I get a drum roll for our next Daly City Youth Poet Laureate? Super honored to announce that. Congratulations, Sway Win.
I got the tulips.
Thank you, Chloe. And congratulations to all of our finalists and our winners.
Thank you so much for joining us all tonight. I'd like to ask all of our finalists, city council members, performing poets, and the DCPLA board directors to stay up front for a moment to take some photos. Everyone else is invited to enjoy some cake and coffee in the lobby. And thank you for joining us tonight. Thanks so much.
I knew it. Good job. Good job.